4 minutes away from the opening bounce here at the MCG. Friday night football with Melbourne hosting Essendon, 17th versus 18th. It's their first meeting here at the cricket ground in 3 years. The past 2 years and clashes have been at Docklands, with both encounters, ironically both in round 6, won comfortably by the Demons in very similar circumstances, trailing narrowly at half-time on both occasions, only to blast the Bombers out of the water with withering third quarter. 7 goals to 1 last year and 8 goals to 2 back in 2017. Essendon won by 13 points the last time they did clash here at the G in round 2 of 2016. Just over 50,000 were in attendance on that occasion, who saw Joe Danaher take 15 marks, 7 of them contested, but spray the ball everywhere to finish with 2 goals for. There certainly isn't 50,000 in the house at the moment. You'd have to say the crowd is pretty disappointing, but it is building and the atmosphere is building as well. So let's get down to the boundary with thanks to McGregor Portables, and again say a very good evening to Tom Morris.
Good evening to you, Beaver. I tell you what, you'd win the toss and bat down here. It is 27 degrees and beautiful, and I don't suspect there'll be any rain at all tonight. Speaking of the crowd, you're spot on. The MCC members is pretty full, but it's pretty sparse throughout the AFL members over the other side of the ground and also the southern stand in general. I'd be surprised if there was 40,000 people here, which is certainly disappointing. A late change for Essendon, as we mentioned earlier. David Myers out with illness. Jordan Ridley comes in, and the benches Brayshaw, both Wagners and Lockhart for Melbourne, Tip and Woody, Guelphy, Kobe Mutch, and also, very interestingly, Andrew McGrath on the bench after Dylan Shield started on the bench last week for Essendon. So Shield will start on the field. Perfect conditions for footy. Looking forward to this one a lot. We'll just prefer a few more fans to filter into the MCG over the next few minutes to make it an even better atmosphere.
Good on you, Tom. Tom Morris there all night on the boundary for McGregor Portables, for custom designed portable building solutions. Make sure you get a McGregor. Lloydie and Jimmy, some final thoughts and a tip in the next 120 seconds before we get this big one underway.
Melbourne's my tip. I just think they have less of the broken parts than Essendon. I think at least they're winning some contested footy. They're getting lots of inside 50s. And so for me, it's just an execution thing for me, Lloydie, compared to Essendon.
Imagine all the talking that has been done. They love this saying, the players, between the four walls. Imagine all the talking that's gone on at both clubs about what they can do and what they've got to be like this week. And now it's about putting that into action, and what's all talk and what's going to be action. So they would have, if I was the captain now for either, they'd tell me, okay, enough's enough. We've spoken a lot. Let's go and put it out there. And it's from your first contest. Every player's first contest is critical to set the scene. For Essendon, we've touched on, haven't scored a goal in any of their 2 first quarters this year. So that's critical. Max Gawn jumping in the... Watch Bell Chambers come at Max Gawn here. Bell Chambers said, I have to be aggressive. He said in an interview this week, I have to be aggressive with Max Gawn, and he's going to go after him. And I think the theme at Essendon, the word used a lot, has been ferocious. So we have to be ferocious. But let's see if it happens, because you've got 2 teams who both need to be that way, because they were pretty embarrassed the last couple of weeks the way they've played. So much on the line here. I'm going to tip Melbourne as well, just because the midfield depth. I'm concerned about Essendon's midfield. I don't think they have a great stoppage player, and I reckon Melbourne at their best have 4 or 5 of them. So I think Melbourne should be too strong by about 4 or 5 goals.
Essendon will kick to the punt road end in the first quarter. The Demons to the city end. First quarter proudly brought to you by Chemist Warehouse. And how's this for a stat? Thanks to that famous and mysterious swamp. It's the first Friday night game between the bottom 2 sides on the table. I know it's early in the season. Since 2007, round 12 years ago, when Richmond and Melbourne played on a Friday night. There will be a win. Well, unless we get a draw, there'll be a win for someone tonight. It's the Bombers and the Demons, and here's Dwayne Russell to take up the call on Friday night 3RW footy.
Those words might come back to haunt us, Beaver. We might get a draw. And this is a pretty good crowd for 17th versus 18th. Back in the middle to start this contest. The umpire rises and dumps it into the deck. Gawn got a knockdown. Got it down initially. Oliver gets it up to Viney. Gave it to Jones. Dance step was good. Got through traffic. Thumps it long. McDonald the leaper. He was pushed out. McDonald legally, according to the umpire. Got away with it. Ambrose got the handball up to Zaharakis. Gave it to McKenna. Lucky he hit his shoe with the kick. Got it to Fantasia. He's on the wing. He runs inside. Could have gone outside. Ran inside. Gave it back to McKenna. He blasted long. And McKernan's taken the mark. 35 directly out. Nice movement, Bombers.
Yeah, they were able to free up McKenna in that passage of play. He started on the wing, and Bagley came up to the contest and pushed him back straight away. So he almost, on the wing, became the extra back, but then got involved really cleverly a couple of times on the way through.
Massive kick this, because these are the ones they've been missing early in games. McKernan's been part of it, Fantasia, Mitch Brown, and it just saps the confidence out of the rest of the team. He's got to kick this.
He had the first chance about this time of the game last week.
In he comes from 30. He got under it. It's high, but it's straight. And the opening goal to the Bombers. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. Great to have Mario on the team from Chemist Warehouse, involved with 3AW footy again. Roll up your sleeve and book your flu immunisation today at chemistwarehouse.com.au/flu for $12.99. Matthew Lloyd and Jimmy Bartell on 3AW football.
Goal kicking routine, Lloyd. He kicked a big lob wedge there. I think that must have been his, football cue, as we were saying, for his goal kicking. He doesn't get extra points for kicking it over the goalpost. That was a high kick for goal.
Exactly, and I just love when I think the biggest weapon for Essendon is McKenna and Sard off halfback. And Dwayne spoke about the build-up. It was Connor McKenna off halfback and over the top into the space to Sean McKernan.
Again, he's starting on the wing here straight away. He'll roll back and a forward will come up and replace him on the wing.
Umpires tonight, Matt Stevick, David Harrison, the man with the yellow Sharon in his hands at the moment, Lee Howson, and it's a perfect bounce to get us back underway. Gawn gets first paw on it. Shield tries to run on it, coughed it up straight away to Melksham, who handballed to Viney, who handballed to Nathan Jones. He lowered the eyes, he honoured the lead there of Neil Bullen, but he was well spoilt by Adam Sard. He's in the right back pocket, kicks across goal and finds Ambrose at the top of the goal square, the defensive goal square for the Bombers at the city end. Essendon with a goal. Melbourne yet to score. We've travelled 2.5 minutes. Kicks it long and strong outside defensive 50. But Gawn takes a finger tipper and he'll pump the Demons back into attack from 75.
Keeps it short though. Belchambers in the hole, was crunched, and he gets himself a free.
Not a smart kick that from Gawn. Kicked it straight to his opponent, Tom Belchambers.
And his automatic look was back.
Yeah.
There was nothing there for him, so there's an indicator of what he's been told to do when he gets it. And he mongrels it towards the wing, and that was a horrific kick mark taken by Salem for Melbourne. So a couple of turnovers. Talk about this kicking. Wiedemann got a chance, couldn't quite bring it down. Pack forms. Umpire, I thought he was going to play a free kick for a second, but he calls for a ball up just outside 50, 1 metre outside 50 at the Demons' end.
He looks a bit like Wiedering.
Yeah.
Sam Wiedemann. Gawn swipes it down. Viney tries to run onto it. Stringer was there as well, and then he lays a tackle on Kolajasny. Zarakis emerges with it, but runs straight into a tackle, and no prior opportunity, says the umpire.
The two skippers playing on each other, Heppel and Jones out on the wing.
Quick throw up, and Belchambers wins the tap. Oliver accidentally soccers it forward, and now there's a late whistle here. Non-controlling umpires picked out an Essendon free, and it'll go to Zach Merritt. I'm not sure what it was for. I was tracking the football.
Looks like Harms has got the job on Merritt and held him for too long.
He'll take it at left half back.
So his decision was to pump it wide-ish, although a chance for the Leopards to go up. Ball hits the deck. Ball in dispute. Shield had a chance at it. Left it behind in the end. Little handball over the top from Frost. Kind of worked. Long ball inside 50. Tom McDonald flies, had it knocked away last second. Harms tucked into the pocket, goes backwards. Neil Bullen thought about the outside of the boot, goes to the top of the square. Wiedemann there, and a free kick for a hold. So a free kick for a hold, and it's going to for the Demons. Jake Melsham from about 30 metres out.
Yeah, good decision. I think that little punchy kick there didn't have a lot of height on it. Just put Sard under pressure on the bigger Melsham, and Melsham doesn't miss these, directly in front.
So it'll be a goal apiece, 5 minutes in, opening term for Chemist Warehouse. To tell you more about it, Matthew Lloyd and Jimmy Bartell.
Well, a concern for mine, if I was an Essendon supporter, is the clearances. So the clearances so far, 2-1 in favour of Melbourne. It's the ease at which some of their players are getting it out. So I think in general play Essendon are trying, but they've got no flow really and cohesion off half back there. So I think they've got to try and get Dylan Shield going. I think it's going to be a real test for him. Brayshaw, Viney, Harms, Oliver. How does he go in terms of the crunch work? Because I reckon he's not bad on the outside, but doesn't look that strong at the contest, Jim.
Yeah, exactly right. And obviously the conditions are much better than last week for Melbourne. Their willingness now to handball to the outside, at least get to someone into the space laterally so they can take some time over the footy and kick it.
Jake Melksham, the ex-Bomber, he's been the only Demon able to hit the scoreboard so far this year. His 5th goal, he's kicked, well, basically a third of the Demons' score this year, 5 of their 16 goals. And the first for them tonight from the restart with Clark in the ruck for the Bombers. Heppel ran onto it. The handball was a little misdirected. Jones out on centre wing. He tries to get it to Brayshaw. Hunt emerges with it. Little handball to Harms. Shaped a handball. Then thought about kicking and then looped a handball towards Brayshaw, who ran out of real estate as the ball trickles over the boundary line, 55 around from the Melbourne goal. Left half forward, Southern stand side as the Demons head to the city end in this first quarter. It's a goal apiece. We've played 6 1/4 minutes, and that's on the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. Gawn out points Clark, but palmed it straight down to Zaharakis. Kicks back into the centre corridor. Dangerous ball. There's plenty of Demons there. Fritsch handballs over the top to Kolajasny. Poor handball back towards Hibberd, but McKernan overran it. Hibberd goes again. Well tackled by Merritt, but freed the arms. Got a little handball towards Brayshaw. McGrath tries to worry him out of it. It's right in the middle of the MCG. In fact, off the chalk of the centre circle. Shield scrubs it out towards right half forward, but it's all Melbourne. Jones mops up and dabs a nice pass to Brayshaw.
And they're out here. A little bit of a push off. Squeeze pass inside 50. Petrarca hands it off. Gawn from 50. What was that kick? As we've mentioned, scoring's down, but accuracy's down, and shots at goal are up. So that was a shot at goal from 50. That was lucky to even hit the deck before it rolled out of play.
Just wants another ruck contest, Max.
Fair enough. If he's dominating the ruck, why don't you give yourself more chance? Clark behind him, knocks it down. No collect. McDonald Tippin Woody jumps in. Nearly had the chance to get it and go. Guelphy on hands and knees. Out to McDonald Tippin Woody. Missed Heppel with the handball attempt. Little knock on Hurley. Got it to Shield. He kicked a ricochet. Rolls into the traffic. There's about 8 blokes around it. Umpire circling. And he'll ball it up 49 metres out from goal.
I like the start from Nathan Jones. 4 early touches.
Gawn wins the tap. Wagner tries to crash through. That's the Corey variety. Both brothers playing tonight. Runs into a wall of red and black. McGrath emerges with it. Scrambles a kick back towards centre wing. But it's all Melbourne. Frost gets there first. And he kicks like Max Gawn. But it might work out all right. In fact, the mark's taken by Petrarca right on the boundary line. Non-preferred side for the right footer in front of the adoring MCC members. And the kick would have to travel about 49 metres.
Nice start for him too. Christian Petrarca been very, very lively. Got a nice handball out to Gawn early, and now this is a tough shot though. This would be a 10% chance.
He's the sort of mercurial player that could kick it, although in the end he played the percentages, kicked to the top of the square. Huge pack rises, no mark taken. Guelphy read it off hands, banged it back out from whence it came. Right on defensive 50. Shield bursts through the congestion. Handball to McGrath, who gave it back to Shield. He's confronted by a couple of Demons, so pokes one out wide, and Zaharakis takes the mark at left half back.
Hands it to Hurley. He thought about Devon Smith. He goes longer. Bill Chambers is out, but for Fantasia's a 1-on-3, so he pulls the kick short to McDonald Tippin Woody. Fantasia still a 1 out over the back. He's got it. Will he run in? He'll hold it up and have a shot from 30. Melbourne zoned and no one actually went to him. There was a space of about 20 seconds where I reckon the Melbourne players, someone could have actually gone to him.
Just looking on the Yarra Valley Toyota replay, defenders watch the kicker and they try and read their eyes to get a cue to get the jump, but such a great kick by McDonald Tippin Woody, pulling it across his body.
So Fantasia lines up from about 30, kept it low and drills it. So 10 minutes gone, opening term for Chemist Warehouse, and it's 2 goals to 1 goal. Essendon 2 straight, Melbourne 1 straight 6. And let's head downstairs to Tom Morris.
Bit of an injury concern for Essendon. Kobe Much has limped down into the rooms. Both doctors with him, holding his left hamstring. Could be a big blow for the Bombers tonight.
Okay, on the boundary, Tom Morris for McGregor Portables. Make sure you get a McGregor if you need a custom-designed portable building solution.
Really does hurt because the fitness coach, just Crowe, he would have had every rotation panned out for the night, and then suddenly it's thrown out with 10 minutes into the first quarter. So a lot of players will be running to the bench and they'll be told to go straight back on. So a little advantage there for Melbourne, but a positive start for the Bombers.
And Orazio is finally on the board. 7 behinds across the first 2 rounds. And he finally kicks his first goal of the season 10 minutes into round 3. Gawn goes to ground, but not before he won the tap against Belchambers, not to no one in particular. There's a late whistle here, and it's not going Melbourne's way, who are bursting clear through Brayshaw. It'll come back to Heppel. Once again, not sure what that was for. Kept following the footy. Pokes a pass to Devon Smith. Kicks out very wide, and the mark's been taken there by, is it Guelphy or Parrish? It's Parrish who just floated forward and is marked in an acre of space. It's been closed down now. Man on the mark stands at 46 on a 45-degree angle.
Being opened up, aren't they? This defensive zone Dwayne just touched on. We saw Geelong last week kick 20 goals 6. And Essendon have opened them up and looked dangerous every time they've gone forward.
Hasn't bothered the scorers this year, but averages about a goal every 3 games. It's across the face from Darcy Parish and a minor score. The first miss of the night, 2-1-13 the Bombers, 1 straight 6 the Demons. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard, we've played 11.5.
Not a massive crowd. It is disappointing, really. These two teams need as much support as possible given their predicament. Gawn takes the mark at half-back flank, gets up, gave it off to Hibbert. He ran and he got caught. And he put Wagner in a spot of bother. He was outside the boundary, kept it alive. The little 1-2 at Viney didn't work. And we'll get a ball in. That was Corey Wagner, not Josh. Both, as Beaver told you earlier, are out there. What would be the crowd? Would it be 50? 43. According to Jimmy Bartell. Cats don't do small crowds, do they, Jimmy? A tough estimate for you. Viney tries to break through traffic, got free somehow, and then bang! The lift doors closed on him and it's ball.
Fantastic. This is the best 5 minutes or so that Essendon have had all year, and they're getting into Melbourne. It was a brilliant tackle from Zach Merritt, running down Jack Viney. Sensational. That's team lifting stuff from Merritt.
A little bit of confusion. Oh no, it is Merritt who's going to take the kick. The umpire was blowing his whistle and pointing his arms in all sorts of directions. Kicks in the McKernan direction. He didn't take the mark. Almost butted up best. Oliver gets there first. Handballs to Brayshaw, who's under the cosh. Good pressure from Essendon inside their forward 50. Parrish goes to ground, wrapped up in a bear hug of a tackle, and we'll have a throw up. 45 out from the Essendon goal. The Bombers leading it by 7 points. As from the restart, Brayshaw grabs it and gets good yardage on his non-preferred left down towards centre wing. Ambrose and Tom McDonald track the loose ball towards the boundary. Hurley there as well. Tries to crash through a couple of Demons. And is that going to be deliberate? No, throw it in, says umpire David Harris. True centre wing position. Southern stand side. The Bombers 13, the Demons 6. That's on the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard, and we've played 13 and a quarter minutes.
So Gawn and Belchambers go at it. A little bit of ear massage, no umpire free. Zaharakis kicks it straight up in the air, and Wagner floats in and takes a good grab for the D's. Josh Wagner looks up. Thinks about an option or two. Hibbert got a free kick in the end. Well, Mark wasn't paid, so he goes out wide, off hands. Ball taken by Corey Wagner. Weaves his way through traffic. Got a kick inside 50, hoping for McDonald. Tom McDonald can't mark it. Hits the deck. Sards over it. Hunts over him, comes out to Parrish, loops it out to McGrath. He was about to be tackled, so he dropped it. McKenna on a half-back flank. Stops, props, shorts toward Heppel. Puts him in a spot of bother. 3 Demons come at him, so he loops it to McGrath. He's in a spot of bother. I reckon Viney just wanted it more than anybody. He handballed long to the square. Tom McDonald down there. Ball free. Little roller. Comes for a handball over the top. Didn't quite work. And a throw. It's been deemed from the hand of Lockhart, and we'll get a free kick to the Bombers. Last line of defence with 15 minutes gone, opening term. Essendon 2-1, Melbourne 1 straight. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard.
Zaharakis strolls away and then waits the pass perfectly to Hurley, who marks right on the boundary line just outside defensive 50 and kicks it back inside the arc to Ambrose.
And Tommy, a lot of ice on Mutch's hamstring. He looks done for the night.
Gone for the night, just 3 on the bench now, the Bombers, for the rest of the evening.
And we welcome our listeners on Macquarie Sports Radio in Sydney and Brisbane as well. 954 in sensational Sydney, 882 in beautiful Brisbane, as McKernan on centre wing gets a little handball to Merritt, who kicks it towards right half forward. And no, play on's going to be the call here. Fantasia goes to ground. Wagner, that's the Josh variety, pokes a little pass almost to midfield and to his brother, in fact. Corey kicks it out wide on the bounce to Oscar McDonald. He handballs wider still to Hibbert. It's a cautious build-up by the Demons. Kicks to centre half forward to no one in particular. Petrarca met it on the half volley. Melbourne, that mark's going to be paid.
It's gone 3.5 metres.
Yeah, it was socket off the ground straight into the arms of Corey Wagner. He's marked it at 60. Well, he caught the ball at 60. Kicks towards Petrarca. No mark taken, and the Bombers should get out of trouble. Ridley with the old 1-2, the late inclusion, and then measures the pass and finds Fantasia at left half back.
Just a stat for you. We hear about Melbourne's issues trying to score. They've had 11 inside 50s to the Bombers 4, yet they are down by 7 points. So again, they've been really poor going inside 50.
Pump down the line towards McDonald, Tip and Woody. McKernan jumps in third man, but he missed his fist. He tried to punch it central. Wagner's got it, gave it up to Frost. He tried to squeeze it to Harms. Off hands McGrath, gave it to Guelphy, gave it over to Shield. He dances his way past traffic on the 1-2 of McKernan, runs his way to 50 and goes to the pocket to McDonald, Tim and Woody, who fell. The kick was always going to be a troubling one for him to grab, but had he stood tall, I reckon he might have caught it, but it went out of bounds on the full, and it's Melbourne's ball, and they dodge a bullet big time there, the D's.
So Sam Frost with the resultant free kick. He hugs the boundary line. The target was Collar Jasny. Essendon outnumber the contest. McGrath down to Devon Smith. Kicks it inside forward 50. He kicked it between Shield and Stringer. They fight on after it at ground level. Oscar McDonald sitting over the top of it. Devon Smith's got him. And the umpire's seen enough. He says, give it to me. And he'll throw it up. 40 out from the Essendon goal. 45-degree angle. The Bombers lead by 7 points. 17 minutes into the opening stanza.
Clark flicks it out. And Devon Smith can't get there in time, and it is taken out in front of him. And we'll get another ball in.
I just think they're talls for Melbourne. Oscar McDonald, Tom McDonald, Sam Frost and Wiedemann all hopelessly out of form at the moment.
Yeah, Wiedemann beats Clark here, got a handball out. Hunt kept it in front. Tough ball, but he gathered it, kicked it around the body towards the wing. Hurley's there, and Watchful took it out. And we'll get a ball in on the wing. Throughout to be a footy from the MCG. Melbourne and Essendon hasn't risen to any great levels just yet, but these two teams are way out of form.
Zach Clark, the ex-Docker in his first game in red and black, wins the tap there against Wiedemann. And the ball actually ricocheted back to Big Clark, who handed off to McGrath. Off a step, wobbles a kick to left half forward. Early whistle, free to McKernan against Oscar McDonald. Much to the chagrin of the Melbourne fans, they're going to pay advantage. Devon Smith's got it, runs his full measure, kicks to full forward. Stringer got a piece of it, couldn't complete the mark. Hibbert was ripped off the footy. Heppel, handball to Stringer, goal. Snap over the left shoulder, and the Bombers have their third. Stringer with his first, and it's a 13-point lead to Essendon, 3-1-19. Melbourne 1 straight 6, Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. Time clock stops with 6:52 remaining in the opening term.
Devon Smith with the setup, breaking away from the stoppage, and that's been the knock on Melbourne, their ability to run away and get away from the stoppages, and being underdone, it makes it very difficult. But they're lucky the last 2 stoppages, Devon Smith didn't burn them through the contest, because he's been free at the last 2 stoppages. He was at that one on centre wing, kept running forward and hunting the footy with no Melbourne player following him out in transition.
Bombers are winning the contested ball, so if they can do that, their pace on the outside should trouble Melbourne. And the ball winners, Dylan Shields 7 disposals, Andrew McGrath 6, Zaharakis 5 and Merritt 4. So their runners are getting their hands on the footy.
Now there's a warning here, I think, for a 6-6-6 infraction. Darcy Parish was behind the ball, and he was at centre half forward, strangely enough. And we're getting to the stage where, if you haven't learnt by now, probably just deserves a free kick.
That's like a naughty schoolboy. He just got sent back to the wing, didn't he? No punishment. There's your warning. Go back over there.
So a warning for that. Ball tossed in the air, so we didn't get a bounce in the end. Is that what happens when you get a warning? Shield gave it to Heppel. He can kick the goal here. Runs to 50, runs to 49, drives it long, almost the mark on the goal line for Stringer. He hasn't been paid it. And it's a behind. Gee, that was a huge chance there for Heppel. Essendon 3-2, Melbourne 1 straight. About to kick into time on opening term. Here's the Beaver.
Quick kick in, and might be coming straight back in. Bellchambers handball to Heppel, though. He was dispossessed. Nathan Jones has got it. The old 1-2 with a handball to Oliver, who gave it back to him. Kicks out wide, and Kolodjasny takes the mark on centre wing. Flips a handball over the top to Brayshaw, who's chased by Shield. Kicks on his non-preferred left. It bounces into the path of Tom McDonald, but he's got company immediately. The ball spills free. The quick snap by Lockhart. The young Tasmanians kick the goal. In his second game, what a great story is this young man. And that is a fine conversion as well from a tight angle. And Melbourne against the run of play, pull one back, 2 straight 12. Essendon 3-2-20. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard before Lloydie and Jimmy. Let's get down to Tom Morris on the boundary for McGregor Portables.
Yeah, whenever there's a warning, they don't just say it out on the field. Nick Toner, the reserve umpire, walked over to the Essendon bench, specifically said that is one warning to all players on the bench. So this is filtering all around the field, fellas.
Yeah, and there was talk during the week that a team could rort it, but you can't rort it because they just don't bounce it when you get your warning. They make you actually go to your position before they do bounce it. So it's not like anyone's going to get away with doing it deliberately.
And there's a time clock up on the scoreboard too. Not sure at the ground where the players can look up. Sarge just come off the bench then, and there was a 6-second countdown for him to get in his position.
Okay, there you go. The evolution of the game. Heppel tries a little paddle out. Got it to McDonald, Tip and Woody. Dumped. And not in the back, so no free ball up in the middle of the ground. 22 gone. Opening term for Chemist Warehouse. 3 Abbey footy. Gawn and Bellchambers tie up. Ball knocked down to Brayshaw. Handballed into no man's area, really. And Fantasia had it, but he spun his way out of traffic and dropped the ball in the meantime. Harms can't break free, and we'll get another ball up in the middle. And now the players get in there and surround it. 20 players around this ball up, with Essendon leading 3-2 to Melbourne 2 straight.
Bellchambers won it emphatically, but Gawn might do the roving. Actually overran it, the All-Australian from last year. Eventually Parrish emerges with it. Wobbles a kick out towards left half forward. Bagley was clean below his knees. In the one motion, scooped up a handball to Devon Smith. Kicks on the left foot, looking for Stringer. Well played there by Jetta, affecting the spoil. And will the Demons keep it in? No, now what's happened here? There's
free. Stringer.
We heard the whistle. I thought it was the boundary umpire, but it's actually Stringer getting a free kick. Was that? Let's have a look at the Yarra Valley Toyota replay. Was it being dealt with after the marking contest? There didn't seem to be too much in it.
And there, you're right, Beef. There was nothing in it.
Well, it's more going to have a go at Stringer for not actually taking the mark on the hands, trying to take it on the chest mark, on the chest when Jetta was right with him.
I'm still yet to see the free kick.
Oh, that's a very poor decision. Well, from 55 on a 60-degree angle, he lets fly with a monster drop punt, and he kicks the goal.
Geez, he gave it to the Melbourne fans too, didn't he? Was that Essendon fans down there?
No, that'd be Melbourne.
Okay.
They're the designated home side tonight in front of the Olympic stand. The free kick might have been soft, but the kick was tremendous. Second goal to Jake Stringer, and the Bombers by 14 points, 4-2-26. The Demons 2 straight 12. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. Here's Lloydie and Jimmy.
It's soft, baby, but I know we don't like to harp on about free kicks, but it's soft. I don't actually know what it's for.
It can't be soft if it's actually, it was for nothing.
I've got to look at our little stat sheet to actually find out what that free kick was paid for.
There's been a couple of umpire panics. There was a 8-metre kick that was paid a mark because it was a panic quick decision that the umpire shouldn't have made.
The soccer off the ground.
Yeah. Anyway, it's only round 3. They're still... They had a bad pre-season, or late? Do they have players in operations?
I was about to say, do only about 14 underdone.
Yeah, that's right. Ball in the middle, by the way, and the free kick's going to... Okay, Brayshaw's got it. No one knows what that's for either.
It was picked out by the non-controlling umpire.
Okay, nice evener upper. Brayshaw pumps it straight down the spine. McDonald up. He might get a free kick for tumbling there. There's your evener upper. Okay, against Sard this time, and Sard saying, well, how's Neil Bullen going to get that one from me? We're all confused here. And
the Stringer one was so bad they've made 2 evener uppers.
No, this one, I like this one.
Oh, yeah, okay. So Sard just had an arm around him initially. Okay.
That's a second
Neil Bullen wasn't really going for the ball, though, was he? Okay.
It's the second one. He's panicked Sard in this first quarter.
So in runs Neil Bullen from 40, drop punt, heads goalward, and it is beautiful. Straight through. 25 gone opening term. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard, Melbourne 3 straight, Essendon 4-2, 26. Here's more from Matthew Lloyd. In fact, we might go down to Tom Morris on the boundary to get another bit of an injury update for McGregor Portables. What have we got for us, Tom?
Yeah, the rotations are clearly hurting Essendon already here. Zach Merritt came off. He was absolutely gassed. In fact, he swore loudly because he was so tired. And then Connor McKenna wanted to come off, came all the way to the bench and was sent back on. So it's only the first quarter, but already the injury to Kobe Much is really hurting them. He's done his hamstring and out for the night.
And for those joining us late, Tommy, it is still very warm down there, isn't it?
It's 26 degrees and so warm that Angus Brayshaw is actually icing his helmet.
Trying to work that out.
So the Bombers...
Whilst it's on?
No, while he's on the bench. He takes it off and he ices it, then he puts it back on.
Right, okay.
Bombers by 8 points. Gawn, there's another late whistle here. Gawn won the tap, but he gave away a free kick. Bell Chambers, it's a free handball to McKenna, who came bursting off the back of the square. Kicks out towards right half forward, and Zaharakis marks in front of Clayton Oliver. Too far out to score. The kick from 60. It's into the right forward pocket. Chance for McKernan, who takes a big grab. It's a tough angle, only a metre in from the boundary line, non-preferred side for the right footer, but only 15 to 20 out from goal.
It's another case, though, of Melbourne have got a team defence where they're guarding grass, and you'd love that as a forward. They just sat it, great kick from Zaharak. He just sat it on the head of McKernan, who jumped over the top of Hibbert.
He's going to go to the banana. Again, he kicks it, and that is an amazing goal. Once more, tried to bring rain with the kick. It went through over post height, the high banana, and McKernan has his second. And the Bombers have 5-2-32. Melbourne 3 straight 18. That's on the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. Time clock stops with 3:18 remaining. And that was all after a Mark of the Day nomination with thanks to the Drain Man.
The Drain Man.
The Drain Man. 60-degree lob wedges he's throwing out there, like big rainbows, but it's working for him tonight. He's kicking straight, but I'm with you, Lordy, the team defence, but they're not adjusting. So as the kick moves and comes down, and your player becomes dangerous. So when that kick came in, McKernan was within 40 metres the kicker, so he can get used. You have to come back and push back against your man. Somebody else comes over and helps out.
So back in the middle, 3 minutes left in the quarter from the restart. Ball not down to Shield, and the Bombers get it. Hands it over the top to Heppel. Open space. Wagner got there first. Knocked it down, but to Bagley. Flicks it back to Heppel. 50 from goal. Looked up. Had Shield again. He runs 48 from goal. He puts a shot toward goal, and he hits a post. Wow. That would have put the cat amongst the pigeons here, I reckon. The Bombers are playing their best footy they've played all year. And Melbourne, right now, are still in this hole they've been in all year. 28 gone opening term, Chemist Warehouse. 33 plays 18.
Well, they kicked 5 goals in round 1, the Bombers. They took it till the third quarter to kick their 5th goal last week, and they've got 5 before quarter time tonight. Bailey Fritsch with a very long kick in and a good towering contested mark by Wiedemann. Another nomination there for the Drain Man, and then he centres it up to Salem, and oh boy, Jenner's been taken out by Zaharakis.
I reckon he was going the ball, Zaharakis.
Well, if there was a free play onto the call, because Viney took the advantage, kicks down in the Jones direction. Jenner's up now. The booing rings around this northern side of the MCG and the MCC members. What does the Yarra Valley Toyota replay show?
Yeah, Dwayne's right. No malice. He maybe should have got a free kick, though, for getting hit in the head. Yeah, but no report, but should have got a free kick.
Yes, Zaharakis, had he got a bit more of the share, and he might not have got any of the share, but he might have actually been a chance to go for the mark. Wagner pops this ball to the top of the 50. Guelpy's down there, tried to trap it, couldn't quite. Ball comes to Francis. He's in a spot of bother with 3 demons around him. Umpire will ball it up. 49 metres out. You've had enough chance at another replay.
Yeah, Zaharakis just made the contest, but did get Jeter in the head, so should have been a free.
Gawn slaps this out into space, hoping for someone to run on it. And in the end, Harms does. Go to Viney. He bends it around the body. Doesn't look bad off the boot. It stops in the square. Hunt was manhandled. No free. And it's a behind. Okay. I thought he was jumped on in the marking process. Hunt. 30 minutes gone. Opening term. More importantly, 2 minutes left. And it's 33-19.
I reckon you were thinking correctly there, Twain. And he had a big claim on a free kick there. McKenna runs outside the square. Picks out Fantasia. And that's a good kick as well to centre wing to Shield, who just pushed off Salem as soon as he took the mark, and then kicks it brilliantly to Zach Clark. He's got it at 65. Shield might get it back again. Clark with the handball. Shield waits the pass just over the head of Devon Smith, and in fact it trickles out of bounds, accompanied by Oscar McDonald, but scintillating play by Dylan Shield there. And the Bombers now deep in attack with a throw in 20 metres around from their goal. Left forward pocket at the punt road end with still 96 ticks before the quarter time siren.
Doing well at the moment, Dylan Shield. Back into play. Little flick down McDonald. Tippin Woody ran into traffic, gave it up towards Smith. His kick smothered for the Bombers. Comes out to Jetta, gave it to Viney. He's in the back pocket. I reckon that might be Paul. Did he get his shoe with the kick attempt? He must have just caught his slipper. Wagner pumps it away. Neil Bullen drops it on defensive 50. Wiedemann gets it. He lifts a handball but straight to Zaharakis. Gave it to McKenna. He blasted towards goal. Coming back, goal square. McKernan, Stringer. They all left it. Goal of the night.
Free kick. Umpires bring it back.
It'll be a goal anyway.
Umpire didn't pay the advantage, Dwayne, from the Zaharakis free kick.
Umpire on top of 50 kept blowing the whistle, didn't pay advantage.
So where's the kick taken from then now?
Top of 50 here, Zaharakis.
Oh, so that was for the sling tackle after he got rid of it. Right.
So doesn't he have the choice to take the result of his kick?
Yeah, I'm with you, but he kept blowing the whistle because he didn't think that some players were playing on and some had stopped.
But did he get the free kick before he kicked it or after?
No, he didn't kick. McKenna kicked it. So he handballed to McKenna and then he was
fair enough. So Zaharakis from outside 50 with a minute left. Pops it to the top of the square. Up they fly. Big pack. Gawn got a hand on it. Knocked it down. Still a chance for Salem. He rolls it towards Petrarca. Little knock on was clever. Kick smothered by Fantasia. He smothered his leg rather than the ball. Sard pokes it back to Heppel. Seconds tick down. One last chance for the Bombers. Heppel, top of the square. Bell Chambers got up. McKernan! He missed it. Kicked it behind. Tell you what, they look lively, the Bombers. 32 gone. Quick kick in. Still 30 seconds left. Here's the Beaver.
Fritcher's got it at left half back. He kicks it over the head of Nathan Jones, and Guelphy did well. Great game awareness. Came off his man and met it coming the other way. Pumps it back inside forward 50 at the back of the pack. McDonald, Tippin Woody should handball to Devon Smith. He didn't. Gets round 2. Gets round 3. Right foot snap. Oh wow! That's why he didn't give it off by hand. Oh, McDonald, Tippin Woody. What a highlight. What a goal. Incredible snap. And the Bombers have their 6-4-40. Melbourne 3-1-19 on the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. And why haven't we got a client for the goal of the day?
I'll give it to the Drain Man, surely.
The Drain Man.
Just a wonderful first quarter, and Dwayne, you just touched on it. They've got plenty of energy about them tonight. And Dylan Shield, he may not be using it as well as he'd like to, but he's had 12 disposals. He's running, he's breaking the lines. Only kicking at 29%, but it's still, Melbourne haven't got a player like him who can run and carry it. Heppel, 8 disposals, Zaharakis 7, and all their forwards finding some touch. Stringer 2 goals, McKernan 2, McDonald, Tippin Woody 1, and Fantasia 1.
From the restart, Gawn slaps it down. Zaharakis straight to Heppel. Takes the mark, middle of the ground. Was he called to play on, was he?
Touch off the boot.
Okay, play on. Seconds tick down, and was the siren sound at quarter time. Umpire just explained to Heppel it was touched. He didn't know it. 6-4-40 to 3-1-19. Bombers lead at quarter time, and the Demons have problems. 3RW is football.